Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's featured digital workshop. My name is Luis Cruzolache, and I am a coordinator in the Family and Community Engagement Department. As we prepare for the new school year, this presentation will be focused on strategies and tips to help start a successful school year together. Here you'll learn some best practices and ways that you can support your children so that the start of the school year is as smooth as possible. To get us started, I'm going to hand it over to our FACE District Community Engagement Specialist, Kimber Rice.
Thank you, Luis. Starting a successful school year together often begins before our students even step foot out of the house and into the classroom. Establishing healthy routines at home can go a long way to supporting student success. Creating consistency can look like setting alarms, having a certain schedule for breakfast, rules for electronics and expectations so they know when they should put their phone away before leaving the house or when they come home. Any little thing that we can do to establish routines ahead of time can really set them up for success in the classroom as well. And anytime that they are being doing those things that we're trying to model for them, really reinforcing with positive praise to help encourage them to take those routines on their own. Some healthy nighttime routines can include preparing clothes and items for the next day before bed, letting students choose their outfit and putting it in a designated spot in their room or somewhere where they can quickly access in the morning. Filling up backpacks, packing lunches, snacks, and just making sure everything is prepared before bed will help alleviate a lot of anxiety or searching for lost shoes and things in the morning. Setting alarms can be helpful for students. Maybe they need a couple alarms just to wake up and then one to get out of bed. And really sharing with your student what the expectations of the morning routine will look like, and letting them, reminding them of those routines the night before. So before tucking them in bed, just reminding them that, okay, in the morning, we need to make sure that we get dressed first and have our breakfast and find our backpack, whatever those expectations may be, sharing with them the night before they go to bed. So it's very clear what is expected of them in the morning. Allowing some quiet time before bed helps them relax and decompress before falling asleep. So packing in a little bit of time before those lights go out to, again, put those phones away or just to decompress was helpful also. And so depending on the age, you might want to consider where the best place is to plug in phones and electronic devices, maybe away from their bed, just to keep any temptations away for a good night's sleep. And in the morning, we always want to encourage a healthy breakfast. It's hard sometimes if your student's getting up early. And thankfully, our school district does offer breakfast and lunch at school sites. And so there's a menu available online as well for parents to find and discuss with their children to see if it's something that they'll eat. And so if they're not quite ready to eat before they leave the house, that's an option as well. But at least making sure they have something to get them through the morning until lunch so they can focus on their schoolwork. If your family walks or bikes to school and does not use a car, make sure that you're exploring a safe route to school with them. Again, this is something that can be done before the start of school even begins. You can practice walking that route. You can discuss any areas of safety concerns or hazards, making sure they know how to use crosswalks, anything to help them, again, have a safe and successful start to the day.
Another key component of having a successful start to the school year is talking to your child and having a plan about ways that you can support their learning at home. One of the most important pieces of this plan is to have a plan around how you're going to support them with their homework, and some best practices or strategies to help have an environment where students are reading and doing their homework is to create a friendly space at home that is dedicated just to learning and just to for homework and study time. Whether it's in a corner of the living room or in their room, having a desk or a dedicated area is really helpful for students to have. It's also very important for you to talk to your child about rules or expectations around homework or study time or reading time at home. Make sure that you talk to them about putting away electronics during that time, Um, and one helpful strategy is to maybe use that as like an incentive. If they do 30 minutes of reading, or if they have 30 minutes of continuous homework time, maybe a reward can be being able to use electronics after that. Um, Another important thing is to talk to your child every day about school. Find out what they're learning, find out if they're struggling with any particular topic, and check in with them so you can know what supports and what you might be able to assist with. It's important to work together and in collaboration with your child's teacher. Um, Recognizing some areas or maybe having a plan for supporting your students' learning early on in the school year helps so that students get the support they need um, early on and are able to not fall behind. And so connect with your child's teacher early on in the school year. Our local Sacramento Public Library branches are great supports to help with student learning, not only just by checking out a book and encouraging daily reading habits at home, but they also have great online resources. They offer free online tutoring and many more different things to support your student. So we encourage you to check out your local branch or check out the Sacramento Public Library's website. Another important practice or strategy to support your student at the beginning of the school year is to establish key communication with your child's school. Um, we encourage parents to reach out proactively, introduce yourself to their teacher. If your child has an IEP, you can connect with their case manager or counselor or any specialist that might be working with your child at their school. And connect early and offer support. Let them know that you are there to support what they're doing in the classroom, and that you want to be an engaged partner in your child's education. If there's any important information about your child's health or learning history or any worries or concerns that you might have, communicate that early on so that teachers and school staff have a way to get to know your student better. And they can tailor supports that might be able to make your student feel safe and successful at school. Also, share your preferred method of communication. If you prefer emails or if you are knowledgeable and know how to use some of the two-way communication platforms like talking points, things like that, is helpful for teachers to know as well. And then get to know, how does the teacher or your child's school communicate with families? Do they use talking points, right? Do they send weekly updates or monthly updates? Do they have a class newsletter? Do they send information home with your child in a printed format? It's very important for families to know what the preferred method of communication from the teacher is as well. Another key aspect to support that home to school communication is to know what events are happening at school and to save important dates so you can try to be there if possible. Early on in the school year, back to school nights, meet the teacher events, things like that are really important to get to know the school community, get to know your child's new teacher, and vice versa for the teacher to get to know you and your child. Also, keep an eye out for progress report dates. Parent-teacher conferences, which happen in November, are also key dates that parents should know about and participate in to know how to support your student and learn about what progress and how they're doing in the school year. And then also things like open house as well. If you have questions or concerns or an issue that you need support with, knowing who to contact is really important so that you can create a collaborative plan to best support your students. So, if it's like a general question or a concern or something that you need assistance with, one kind of good starting point is directly with your child's teacher. Like I mentioned earlier, many teachers use talking points as a two-way communication method, or also contacting the school office. The school office staff is a great support because they know who's who at the school, and they can help connect you to the right staff member that can help, or even connect you to the right district department if it's something that requires more of like a department support. So those are great starting points. Also, getting to know who the counselors are. If you have a child in particular in high school, knowing who your child's counselor is, how to contact them, how to reach out to them if you have questions about high school graduation requirements, credits, your child's class schedule, things like that. It's very important at the high school level to have regular and consistent communication with your child's counselor. And then, of course, the principal, vice principal, administrators at the school are the leaders that can best support you and your student. So if you have any concerns that require, their attention or immediate support, make sure that you know who the administrators are. If your child receives specialized services or supports, such as special education, or they have a health plan, a behavior plan, a 504 accommodation plan, if they're an English learner, things like that, it's also very important to know who like the case managers are, the coordinators for those services. Are they, stationed at that school, or are they only there on certain days? What's their contact information so you can get a hold of them, kind of how, like, at what point during the school day will they be working with your child? Those are all very important questions to ask so that you know how your child is receiving services and when, and you establish a relationship with the specialists that are providing these services. And lastly, if a concern comes up or an issue, or your child is experiencing something at their school that you would like support with at the school level, or even at the district level, it's very important to gather as much information and facts as possible. If it's regarding an incident or maybe something that your child experiences, having things such as like the details, what time it happened, dates. Is it a conflict with another student or with a group of students who was involved? All of these are key pieces of information that, when reported to a teacher or an administrator or someone, a staff member, can help them be able to look into the concerns and be able to talk to all involved parties to figure out what happened and how we can create a plan of support. If it's something that requires a conversation, or maybe you want to have a solid plan about what steps can be taken, you can also request to meet with relevant staff members to discuss problem resolution options, right? And figure out how you can best support your student. You can also contact the site administrator, who may be able to work with you to resolve concerns and issues, or connect you with some resources and help to be able to support your student. If issues are unresolved, or you need additional support beyond the school site level staff, or to report any kind of general safety concerns or incidents, the district does have an online help platform. It can be found on www.sanjuan.edu/need help, where parents can submit a concern or a tip, or a question that they would like follow up. And this is routed to our department, Family and Community Engagement Department, for further assistance so that we can connect with you, contact you, reach out to gather details, and be a supportive partner to schools and to families to work towards a resolution.
Our school district has a robust website, and we have a centralized hub for parents where you can find key resources to help you both navigate our system and supports available for your student. From our district website, sanjuan.edu/parents, you can find information about meal menus at your school site, our family handbook, family education workshops, scholarship information, how to volunteer, and so much more. You can also access from the main menu. Once you click on the menu, then there's a smaller window that pops up, and there's a label for families, and that takes you to that same parent website. There's also a link for Parent Portal where you can explore your students' information. And if you need help navigating the website in different languages, we have a translation feature at the bottom of every single website page that you can click on. There's a little flag, and when you click on it, it expands to offer additional languages from with other countries' flags. And when you do visit Parent Portal, this is what you can expect. You can also visit it directly by going to that same district website, www.sanjuan.edu/parentportal. And there is a login screen. If you do not know your login information, there's a helpful link at the bottom saying if you forgot your PIN or password. And when you click on those links, you can just use the email address that you have on file with the school to receive that information again. And once you do log into Portal, this is where you can find out what your students' login information is that they're using for Student Portal. They have an email address that they use for the school, and this is where how they access all their online content for school textbooks and programs. Um, as Grade reports are also posted on here for your school site at the end of the term. So progress reports and grade reports are accessible in Parent Portal, as well as state test scores. You can also find your student's ID number. And as your student moves into middle school and high school, you can also see their daily assignments and grades, as well as their teachers and their schedules. And you can click on teachers for email addresses. You can also report absences for your student through Parent Portal. So it's a very helpful tool to keep track of what is going on with your student at school. To report an absence is very important. So if your student is going to be out of school, if they wake up sick and they can't get to school, or there's been a family emergency, or any reason that they are not able to come to school, you do need to contact the school and make sure that you clear that absence within 5 days. And you can do that by calling the school office. The middle schools and high schools might have a secondary number specific for attendance, and you can always ask the office for those numbers, or just call the general office and let them know that you have an attendance that you need to clear. You can also email the school. You can visit the school office at the next drop off, or pickup for your student, whatever is most convenient for you. Or in Student Portal or Parent Portal, there's also a link to clear absences there. If you have the San Juan Unified app, if you are logged in, there's also a link to report an absence. So there's lots of different ways and opportunities where you can access a report an absence link to email or call your school. And if you need any assistance, or you're not sure what the absence reporting looks like or who to talk to, just make sure you stop by your school office and ask them for assistance.
Our district website has a lot of helpful information that can support families throughout the length of the school year. So, in addition to the page that's dedicated for parents and guardians, there's also a page that's dedicated for family resources. And it can be accessed on www.sanjuan.edu/community resources. This is a great resource to check. It not only is it updated kind of on an ongoing basis, but families can also find a schedule of monthly events called community care hubs, which are resource fairs where families can access emergency food support, diapers, learning materials, and also meet with district and community partners to learn about resources and programs for their family. On this website, there's also information for families that might need assistance seeking food resources, um, kind of accessing low-cost utilities or housing programs, academic supports for their children, and online learning applications or platforms to support things like reading and math at home. And then also information to district department programs and services as well. We encourage you to check out that website to learn more. And it's something that, as I mentioned, can be accessed throughout the school year. An additional resource for families is our family education opportunities that are happen every month. And so on our website, www.sanjuan.edu/familyed, there is a monthly schedule of workshops and classes and events that are available to all district families um, to learn about information and knowledge and tools to help you support your students' academic success. So each month there's classes and workshops available either in person, sometimes they're virtual, or our monthly digital video library features a different highlight video each month. And these are all opportunities for families to learn about how they can best support their student and gain that confidence to be actively involved in their child's education. There's some class series or workshops that are focused on learning about the school system and building family leadership and ways that you can be involved and utilize your voice to improve our system. Parenting support strategies and parenting support group series. There's some series that are offered in Spanish as well. And then we also have some events that are kind of conference style and resource fairs that are open to families as well, all to keep that partnership and that collaboration and to build a strong team to support your child. And so we encourage you to check out and hope to see you at some of these offerings. Again, on sanjuan.edu/familyed is where you can find that information. And then lastly, if you haven't been approved or went through the process to become a volunteer at your child's school, this is a simple process that we recommend families to do. It's a one-time process to to apply and become fingerprinted and approved to be a volunteer. If you go on www.sanjuan.edu/volunteer, you'll find the verification form that is submitted as the first step of the process if you are looking to become an approved volunteer. Fingerprinting is free. There's no cost to parents and guardians to have your fingerprints taken for a background check to then apply to become a volunteer. And then this is a great way to be ready and available to participate in things like as a chaperone for a school field trip, assisting in the classroom, assisting at planning or supporting at school events, and many other more opportunities. So if you're interested or once you go through the process to become a volunteer, we encourage you to contact your school office or your child's teacher directly to learn about what opportunities there are to be involved and be a volunteer at school. And so with that, that concludes our digital video workshop on strategies for a successful start to the school year. Again, my name is Luis, and I am from the Family and Community Engagement Department. And I thank our team member Kimber for being here. Our office is open to the public and available to assist all families in the district. We have a department phone number listed here for any questions or assistance needed. It's 916-971-7929. We also have a department email address, face@sanjuan.edu. As I mentioned earlier, our website is a great way to stay up to date with department events and programs and resources for families. And if you have social media, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at San Juan Unified Face. And so thank you for watching this. We wish you all the best in this new school year. We wish a successful school year for your child as well. And we look forward to partnering you for your child's success. Thank you and take care.